So sorry for the delay there, guys. Just hope that didn't take too long. I don't know. I had to flip the set. I had to, get the ingredients and everything I need for the next shoot. How was everybody while I was gone? Now we're doing cursed cocktails. Cursed cocktails. No, but thanks this one, thanks. I had to put the cards back in the camera, reformat the cards. I had to take out all the dirty dishes and everything like that. I had to go run around the house and get the stuff I need for this one. I peed. I took a quick pee. So, no dad shit. No dad shit. I need some new water for the old steam box. Exciting stuff. Today on How to Drink, I pour water into a steam thing. Oh, look at her go. She really is a thirsty girl. Look at her drinking it all up. Thank you, Kefka. Kefka? Can't pronounce that. Oh yeah, pour that water. A lot of my fans are furries, guys. We're not gonna, no jokes at their expense today. I don't know why. It's fine. Like I said, I don't know why. This, this episode is not going to take nearly as long to shoot. No, it's not, Kerfka. It's not. I mean, we shot. What I know about the people who follow me on Twitter is that they've been there much longer than that, and that it's like a third. It seems like a third of the people who are active in my Twitter mentions and stuff are furries. Okay. Whatever your jam is, I don't care. No kink shame. Oh, well, that camera can't be over there. Let me think. We gotta see what the first shot is here. And all of those are gone. Sure. Open a can of beef broth. Yeah, I mean, this is like the same setup we wanted from last time, basically. One thing is that I do think that that's risky as fuck. This thing I really can't look that before. Which, you know what? I think I want to do this one a little bit more flat. This thing here. Yeah, just not so severe. Well, you don't never understood it. I mean, it's a kink. It doesn't understand. It either works for you or it doesn't. That's all there is to it. That's it. That's the whole thing. It's an irrational. Sex is an irrational thing. Okay. Table free. Thank you. And let's just see if we can do this the cheap way. That's actually probably pretty good. I think it's going to. Alright. Base is 11, so I'll have to do is adjust this now. That's 11? These are okay. Alright. Okay. Don't let that loop. Just try and snag it now. Do that. Snag it. Okay. I'm back in the shot now, and so is of course this camera. That was not great. Gotta clean up a little bit here. Just trying to use the steam cleaner a bit to tidy up. Few things. Oh boy. Great. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. I apologize for that, guys. I've just been trying to get myself situated here so we're ready to roll. Oh, those glasses all need to probably be like, yeah, definitely need to be a little washed. There's my glass right there. It is. The type of guy who wouldn't compromise their morals or sanity for money. You ain't catching me selling my soul anytime soon. Globe. Why not? It's just a nice decoration. It's a little pop of color. It's also my grandmother's. My dad's mom was extremely well traveled, and her husband had been a pilot for Mohawk Airlines. It got bought by American Airlines, and her contract, her survivor's benefits, carried. So when Mohawk got bought by American Airlines and her husband was dead, they had to honor her deal, which was that she could have standby tickets on any flight at any time. She could just show up at the airport and say, is there a seat available on that plane? I'm getting on it. And so she saw the whole world. And so it's very faint now. And it sounds like it's like a real heirloom or not, but like she drew this up, you know, not very, very long ago. I think it was in the early 2000s, honestly. But it's just marked with all the spots that she went. It's like one of This and this are both heirlooms from her house for me. I was quite close with her. One of my favorite people. I like all my grandparents. Very big fan of all of my grandparents. Different ways. That grandmother, she started her own business. Several businesses. She, when her husband died, she had to get a job. She became like a waitress, I guess. I don't know this part of her life very well, but she was a waitress at Howard Johnson's, and then somehow got into modeling, and then parlayed that into, she bought one of the first Merle Norman Cosmetics franchises licenses, and then at one point she operated, I think she had 7 stores that she was running. And then I've been told, and I don't know the details on this, that she was involved in the creation of New York Fashion Week. That may be true. You know, a lot of times people say stuff that's like sort of true, but not so true, and it just gets repeated. My grandfather, my mom's dad, other side of the family. I never knew my dad. He died when my dad was 5. I hear he was not such a nice fellow. But I don't know. I never met him. Nobody who knew him when he was alive had anything much nice to say. No. My mom's dad was glider infantry in World War II, the 82nd, and then got out and went to Yale on his GI Bill, where he was roommates with Noam Chomsky. They lived in a government-assigned Quonset hut together. They were not, associates. It's just like, here's your roommate, one of those kinds of things. Like, hi, my name is Noam. Nice to meet you. So my grandfather went to Yale and then did a bunch of work for what would become the NSA, and was a professor at Columbia briefly in a pursuit of his work for the NSA/CIA. He also did a lot of work in certain other countries as well. He was not a real big fan about all of that, the work that he did for the government. In fact, he kind of had like a real parting of the ways in the 70s, I think, or in the 80s. And his wife, my grandmother on the side, could not be more different from each other. He was like, literally, he had a doctorate in linguistics. He spoke, I think, 8 languages fluently and like was passable in at least 12. My grandmother, his wife, was a burlesque dancer whose stage name, well, she is, by the way. I'm talking about her in the past, and she's still alive, and tough as nails too. Burlesque dancer by the name of Frenchie Ferret was her stage name. Not particularly famous. You might, I don't think famous at all, really, by burlesque standards. You might find some references to her. I never have, but I've seen pictures of her. That's never fun. She spoke the universal language. Yes. Perhaps. And she's like, not an educated woman. Let's put it that way. Very simple lady from Missouri. From St. Louis. But like, very strange, right? So I always grew up, she was Jewish. My grandma was Jewish, my mom's side. Which apparently makes me a Michelin. But she's like, not, she doesn't know anything about being Jewish. She's like very bad about being Jewish. I also had heard that they converted, that my grandparents converted to Judaism, which isn't really true. My grandmother says, no, I was raised Jewish. It's according to her, not my mom. My mom, who has, a lot to disagree with my grandmother about. And in St. Louis at the time, you really couldn't be Jewish. But there was an Episcopalian church that let all the Jews in town use the basement. So we would hide out down there and pretend to be Episcopalians. But meanwhile, we were going to shul in the basement. That's what she says. I don't know if that's true or not. It sounds true. I mean, like, it's a very detailed story if it's a lie, so. Hey, Bill. Always with those dad jokes. And so, yeah, I mean, she speaks a little Yiddish. Like theater Yiddish. But, like, have you ever tried Heaven's Door Bourbon? No, I haven't. I mean, I probably haven't tried 90% of anything out there, honestly. I really don't, like, everybody's like, honestly, like, I would, when people say, like, oh, I've tried that, I've had that, I'm like, man, you drink a lot. Like, I don't drink that much. And I'm afraid to start drinking that much, to be honest. But it's tough because, like, you know, it's a career thing for me. Okay, we need to open a can of beef broth. Oh, God, this is the most disgusting shit. I'm starting burping already just thinking about it. I have considered it, actually. The olive oil thing? Or baby oil? Not olive oil, baby oil? Yeah, I've considered that. Do you think I should? This is a beef broth cocktail. That's my promo? I don't know. I mean, I was never like a huge wrestling fan, to be honest. You know what I want to do, actually, guys? I do want to hop back behind camera. I'm going to drop the sticks lower. Can I do that? Oh, the sticks. That's the tripod. Sorry. Industry term. Drop the sticks lower by engaging the spreader. So I get this thing as low as I can. And this one's got to go. I'm trying. Alright, freedom. That's better. That'd be nice. We can do most stuff from here. Is it not level again? It's not. Well, yeah, it should be. I still want it on the angle. This doesn't actually. Fuck. Screw in, you son of a bitch. Why don't you do what I'm telling you to do? Okay. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. Back to work. So. Yeah, we need to reposition that. It's way too much tension. Yeah. Okay. Back to this. No, split, yeah. And, enhance the bald spot? gun good? The hell does gun good mean? What? This can't possibly be left. Something's wrong. The bare wall is wigging you out? What bare wall? Can you see a bare wall? Hang on. What are you seeing? I don't see a bare wall on the master. Maybe more close up. I'm sorry about the wire in front of my face. There's really nothing I can do about that right now. Okay. I have not seen Super Troopers 2. Where does it say condensed? Oh, it says right there, condensed. Great. Should be there, but it's gonna come down. Like that. There we go. Okay. Live motion. Play continuously. Okie dokie. Reload it. It's gonna have to start over. Sure of it. Yep. It's hot in here now. Ugh. It's not that late. It's only 1:30. When will we see you make a drink for the Boogaloo? Excuse me, what? I need you to clarify that one, buddy. See ya. Unreal, man. Okay. We need to load move. It's going good. I just got rid of somebody who's kind of been annoying me for a while. Memed too close to the sun. Oh man, yeah. Oh, that's so good. Hot, beautiful can of soup. Ah! It smells like dog food. I hate this shit so much. You can open a can of soup and not slice your hand. What? You having some soup problems there? Where's that mixing glass? I need it. There it is. This needs to be cleaned. You should change your technique. I mean, can openers can be tricky, but I've definitely... Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that, Ghost. I didn't catch any of that Boogaloo Boy shit before. I'm sorry about that. I would have totally banned him right away. I caught him being like an edgy 16-year-old a bunch of times, and I've timed him out a bunch, but yeah. Huh. No, I wish somebody had brought that up. I would have. No, don't apologize at all. I don't want to be a space that tolerates those kinds of people, so I apologize. I should catch that stuff. I should be better about that. You know, you guys are hanging out in my chat. You should be, you know, not surrounded by terrorists. So, Boogaloo Boys? No, I didn't really get the iFunny body armor. Is that gun cold or hot? Yeah, watch out! You almost got banned! No, this is a steamer, so it's real hot. I am not baking. Someone else can explain Boogaloo Boys. I'm not going to explain that shit. I'll explain it. They're a bunch of fucking racist, fascist, terrorists trying to start a revolution. That's what they are. The Boogaloo. Not my favorite people. I think it goes without saying. Yes, I think that's actually where it comes from, Brutus. That it's the American Civil War II Electric Boogaloo, or American Revolution II Electric Boogaloo. Cosplayer outed himself as a Boogaloo boy, which I thought was old play. Didn't work out well for him. The less said about that, the better, right? Anyway. No, I wish it was from the internet. They're not from the internet. They're from real life. They show up with M16s and shit and, like, you know, terrorize people and start riots and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, sure. They start there. I don't know. Is it that you don't give them airtime, or do you? I don't know the answer there. Do you not do the air? Do you do no airtime, or is sunlight the best disinfectant? Right? I don't know which one it is. Oh, yeah. Gotcha, Farfoofus. Yeah, they probably wouldn't make news north of the border. They are. It's funny too that he's called the cosplayer. I get it now. He's sort of he's making it's a self-referential joke because a lot of people will accuse those guys of being quote military cosplayers. But what he's saying is, yeah, haha, I'm a cosplayer. I get that now. So he's always been kind of an edgelord piece of shit. But sorry. But now I don't have to deal with him anymore because he's a fucking Nazi. So, fuck him. Well, they do too. They're trying to start that war. Like, that's their plan, right? They don't keep it a secret. Wait, what the hell access is that? Oh, it's this line, alright. I agree. Bread and mixed drinks. Heck yes. Heckin' good. Heck yes. Alright, and scrub that. Mint wasn't fucking mint! I kinda wanna do this. Put a keeper in it, and I also wanna tilt it up. Yeah, I wanna look up here. I'm somewhat concerned that he's gonna form a new account and show up. Oh my god, dude, so much work goes into this stuff, Sherb. If I had half a brain, I would have made a much easier show. I don't think we're gonna need to loop this, just load it. The same place everybody does item crafting live. You can shoot me a DM at Twitter or on Instagram or here. Just say it in chat. If it's a good idea, I'll remember it. And if it's not, I won't. And if it's a really bad idea, I probably won't tell you. I won't be like, yeah, it's idiotic. It's a stupid idea. I'd never do that. Like, keep that shit to myself. Go. Here we are, pouring soup. Well, I'll tell you what this is about. We're making beef fizz. It is a nice glass thing. Thank you. It's actually sent to me by a company that, shit, I can never remember the name. They're not Mahalo. It's like Mahalo or Mahalana? Mahana? Oh, a lot of people did Ex Libris. You probably are one of them. Yeah, it's bad, by the way. I drank it the other day. Cherry Hearing, definitely. I mean, I think that you're gonna like a Singapore Sling a lot more than the Blood and Sand. Blood and Sand is a fairly reviled cocktail. Not most people don't really love that cocktail. Singapore Sling is a great cocktail. So you would like that probably a lot. You should learn that, and you'll be like, why was I using my hearing for this? Squeeze half ounce. So we need to slice the lemon. It's a great setup. I like the hard shadow. Okay. do this as a 11-second move. Record them all. And let's get our focus card out. Yes, so this is for an episode called Cursed Cocktails. I'm sure you guys can imagine what that means. Oh, it doesn't mean what you might think. It doesn't mean like actually like, oh, there's a curse, it's a legend. It's a meme. It's a meme to call something cursed. When it's cursed, it is really unspeakably bad. So these are just the worst drinks you can possibly imagine. I don't even think they're real drinks. Very young and trendy of you. I am young and trendy, goddammit. Why, if there's one thing people say about that Greg, it's that he's young and trendy. You know what's funny about this though? I do have one friend, I'm not gonna out him, but I can give you his name, but I don't know. You get older, some people, I think when you're young, some of your friends will delight in being the out-of-touch old man, and I don't understand it. Like, I always want to know and actually genuinely understand and get what all the young kids are about. I always want that. I never want to be the out-of-touch old man. I never want to be the person who doesn't understand technology and who machines, like, don't work for and stuff like that, or who's not up on, like, you know, the changes in the gender bendering that they're up to. You know, like, I have a great need to understand that. How old do you think I am? I'm old enough. Old enough to kick your ass, man. So I was born in 1947. No, not 42. A little younger than that yet, thankfully. Jesus. I am between 40 and 30. So here's the thing. You guys are going to think I'm insane. I've made a conscious effort to forget how old I am, and I will not do the math to answer the question. And when people confront me with it, I get really pissed off. It's like, it's not a sane thing, but I don't want to think about that shit. No, I don't think so. I don't think you have to be left behind. I really don't think so. You know what I mean? I really don't think so. I think that if you never become calcified and you just continually remember that I might be wrong, maybe the children are right. I should look into that, as opposed to just be like, nah, I don't like the way they're doing things anymore. Like, just never become that person. Make a conscious effort to always entertain the possibility that you are incorrect. And I think that you will never truly, you might be like, you know, like, there's like, everybody who's like, you know, 19 now is like pansexual, gender fluid, whatever, right? That's great. I get that. I'm not. I never will be. I am a very heteronormal, cis white, boring guy, right? But like, I'm not like, whoa, those kids. Like, it's fine. I can get it. I can understand it. I can appreciate life that without being of it. So I don't know. Did I answer that question? Should be the way it is. Yeah. Go. Beautifully laser sharp focus. And stop. And stop. There you go, item craft lifting. Yeah. What is it? Is it Socrates? I know that only that I know nothing. Is that like this? Is that Socrates or Plato? The wise man knows he knows nothing. Counterpoint. I like this one too. I've been thinking about this a lot. We hold these truths to be self-evident. What a phrase. Every time some bad faith actor tries to bait you into some stupid online debate with them about their goddamn fascism, you don't have to. Because we hold this shit to be self-evident. You either get it or you don't. And I guess I'll get you a bayonet. like that's it. There's no debate. It's self-evident. I don't have to prove shit to you. And you can't possibly convince me otherwise. Problem solved. And yes, that is a close-minded posture to take. But that's kind of how right and wrong works. And sometimes the wrong people think they're right, and the right people think they're wrong. And there's not much you can do about that, except for knowing the difference and being better about that. I don't know. Okay. We got the... Now I gotta do the pour. Okay, so I need this guy up here. Do I want that underlit? Probably I don't. I like it. Morality might be subjective. I don't know. I'm an absolutist on that one. I think that there are absolute morals. I think there are things that are absolutely right and absolutely wrong. And I think that it's okay to have that position. You just have to have the right ones. You just have to be an enlightened dictator about that shit. Which is, it's kind of an impossible situation, right? It's not a very democratic position, I guess. But what is that expression? It's not an expression. It's a famous. It's a famous paradox. The tolerance of intolerance. You can't be tolerant of intolerance. You just can't. It doesn't work. If you tolerate intolerance, you will live amongst it. It will become a part of your society. You have to root it out. And you're just going to have to accept the fact that you're correct and that there's no mathematical way to prove it, that your tolerance beats their intolerance. It just is correct. It just is. You hold it to be self-evident. It's not something that you can take a textbook and say, well, here's how it works. This is why it's better. And you shouldn't have to. And anybody who tries to make you do that is having a really bad faith conversation. You don't need to worry about that shit. That's why the founders said we hold this shit to be, and they were wrong about everything else. They were wrong about 99% of everything. We hold this shit to be self-evident. If you prefer royalty, if you believe in a king and that he's ordained by God, then I don't think we can have a conversation. So you're talking about utilitarianism. Yeah, I think utilitarianism is a good model for morality. It is frequently the best model for morality. You get into the tortured child's conundrum, though, right? Which is, well, let's say everybody gets to live in utopia. Everybody lives in a perfectly happy world where everybody has everything that they could possibly want or need ever. There is no hunger, there is no want, there is honestly no labor. Everybody is just in a happy-dappy joy fest all the time. It's just wonderful, right? Except that in order to achieve it, there's an 8-year-old girl chained up in a basement, and she has to be tortured all the time. She just has to be tortured. The worst things you can possibly imagine have to be done to her. But I mean, you're maximizing utility. Think about how much happiness there is to offset that, how much joy there is. You have one person being tortured, this one innocent child, totally innocent child. I mean, I don't know, it seems like a small price to pay for all of that, right? No, because we can't do that. That is where absolute morality comes into play. Nope, can't do that. That ain't right. Not one. Oh no, that sounds much worse. Right. Like this is, so what do you do? So that's where utilitarianism kind of falls apart. Like, well, this is best for most. This does create the most quantity of happiness for the most people. It doesn't seem like it's working so great, though, does it? I think this, that shouldn't be too hot. Monopolized. Yeah, absolutely. That's a tough thing, right? Like that is, you can have it. Just because you're a Catholic. I'm not, but like Catholics, Catholics are good at this. This is one thing that they're very good at. They're very good at being bad Catholics. They're very good at being like, well, I'm a Catholic. I don't do anything a Catholic is supposed to do. It's fine. I mean, I'm just doing the best I can over here. I'm really shitty at it. Like, you can absolutely be a Catholic and basically pay total lip service to your religion. Those are not, specifically Catholicism, those are not mutually exclusive concepts, right? Catholics aren't Christians, they're pagans. But my point is that, like, I think that's kind of how you have to be, like, unless you're willing to become a mendicant, unless you are willing to go move into a commune and really separate yourself from society, and maybe we should. Maybe that's what people should do, because you make a great point about what you just said there. I want this to be a much quicker move. Then you're going to have to allow for two things to be true at the same time. You know, a lot of people getting very upset right now about all these statues coming down and like, oh, you know, what's next? George Washington's monument, my friend said. I said, who gives a shit? The guy was a scumbag. That dude owned people. He owned humans. He thought that was fine. He ripped their teeth out of their head and put them into his own fucking mouth. Okay? He started unnecessary wars to promote his glory. Well, it was the times. I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter. I have an absolute morality. I look at that and say, piece of shit. Okay? I'm fine with tearing down his fucking statues. There's no fucking heroes. You don't need them. No gods, no masters, no heroes. You don't need any of that shit. But you can still study him. You can still be fascinated by him. You can still think Teddy Roosevelt was a really interesting guy, not the worst president we ever had, and was a racist fucking monster, a piece of shit. Those things can all be true. You can have two ideas in your head, mutually exclusive, mutually oppositional ideas. You can have them both in your head at the same time. It's fine. You'll survive. You'll be healthier for it. Life is full of gray areas like that. We can't live in black and white boxes. There you go, Ghost Sparta. I'm down with that. That's fine. Tear down the statues. I agree with Lincoln on that. Sounds like Douglas was a dum-dum. I guess Iron Dan, but I think you're being pedantic. And I like you, so let's not have a fight about it. Ooh, I like that, Eyes of Sin. Is that a true story? I like those Yorkshires. That's great. I gotta actually do this shot. Live motion should loop. That's what I was forgetting. You're very welcome. I am SWF. I really hope that I'm not sending you down the wrong path. People tell me, oh, you inspired me to do this. I'm always like, I hope that's a good idea. I always freak out. How do you make the xanthan gum base to stabilize mixed drinks? I don't know. That doesn't sound like something I've ever done. Yeah. Doomed to repeat it. Yeah. I would be fine with repeating beating up on a bunch of Confederates, actually. I think that's a repeatable thing. I think if there's a bunch of Confederates around, we should repeat the living shit out of that. I think kicking your ass is a history worth repeating. Except for the human death arrow. Yeah, of course, obviously. I'm being very facetious. Oh, thank you, Mr. Creepypasta. I love the names. Thank you, Mr. Come on My Face. Thank you, Mr. Creepypasta. The names on Twitch are great. Talking to you guys. Oh my god. Thank you, Mr. Poopy Face. Droopy Pants. Oh god, I'm totally... Go, load. Ah, it's Murder Hands, my old pal Murder Hands. How's it going, Murder Hands? Okay. And my action will be here. Great. Focus is more right there. Okay. Ah. That's true. They're not Canadian geeses. They are Canada geese. Isn't that weird? Fucking weird. This? I don't think there's anything better than this. This is the best. Absolutely the best. As long as it's a stainless steel juicer and it's got a deep bowl, I can't imagine anything better for this. Ugh. Yeah, you're free to hate it. It's free country. Choo-choo goes the hype train. Nothing worse than a hype train. What would you prefer your juicer to do? There's a lot of different juices out there, by the way. Well, IMSWF, that's, you know, you got to let people come back in the fold. You have to create opportunities for, I mean, like, if, that's amazing. That's a wonderful story about that guy being like, oh my God, I was wrong, and like getting his shit right. That's great. It's a shame he did all that damage. I hope he's doing something serious to undo it to the degree that he can, but it's definitely better than not, right? I wish to hell I could easily get this camera into an overhead shot. I mean, I can get it. It's funny, I actually have that camera right up there, but it's not. I don't want that one. It is a rare turnaround. We'll just do it. We'll do this. It's like I want to get a different setup going here. This will work. Anything else is this? 4 ounces of canned ginger ale. Well, actually, the first thing we should do, crack that sucker open. Nice! That went phenomenally well. Right. So the basic job of this light is to eliminate liquids from inside, which it's for stemware, the bar light isn't really that great, honestly. It just doesn't travel that well. This helps that tremendously. And to catch those sprays and things like that, and liquids pouring in the air, it puts like a glint on them and stuff. It's really nice. Okay. So now we'll set this one up. But we should change the background and all that shit because now it would be the same. Oh my God, drunk mouse. Thank you, Miss Zombie. Miss Zombie. Miss Zombie. Man, Twitch handles would really benefit from like spaces, sentence structure. Guys, thank you with the sub gifting. Yep, it's beef juice. It smells like dog food in here. It's bad. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This one isn't great. Iron Dan RNG, you are one of the more legible Twitchers. I can read your name. I can read it. Okay. Actually, you can just go. No capitals at all in Arabic, eh? Shouldn't have hit record yet, but that's okay. Yep, beef fizz. Nothing like a nice glass of beef. Beefy fizz. Oh, beefy fizz. It's called beef fizz. Ashland Snow. It's condensed beef broth, ginger ale, and lemon juice. It's called beef fizz. Beefy fizz. You'd have to ask 1973. I have no idea why this drink exists. No idea. It is truly unholy. Never before will you see a more vile cocktail known to man. No, it's terrible. It just tastes like salty dog food. You'll have to watch the YouTube episode to find out. But I'm not gonna lie, it's awful. That is a toe killer. Yeah, we'll be using that one in a minute. For a drink called horse jizz. Actually, that'll be our second up. Nice tall mug of horse jizz. Why? Why is anything? The furries will love it. God, that's fucking. Horse Jews. My grandmother in her accent, so she says, horses. Ah, horse feathers, Gregory. Now, in my day, in the barbecue, we couldn't say cuss words like that. We couldn't say, we couldn't work blue. You had to say horse feathers. You couldn't say horse shit. You couldn't say Jesus Christ. You had to say cheese and crackers. Tempest Twister, I knew. She worked blue. I liked her, though. She was all right. She made a pass at me once, and I didn't go that way. It's fine. She was a little fagula. Gypsy Rose had a fucking monkey she kept in the backstage, eh? A little spider monkey. One of my ice cream once, it bit me. It's a true grandmother stories. Bit me right on the leg. I had to go to the doctor. There. Okay. She's a tough woman. She's a good one. She likes her blackberry brandy. Should interview her on stream. Yeah, tricky to do. Well, she's very hard of hearing now, so. Seems we didn't record that. It's a good thing there's a lot of beef fizz less. Beef fizz, everybody. It really just tastes like beef broth. It doesn't taste like much. But like bad. Like super salty. It's so salty. Fuck. I gotta go find another one of these glasses. I'm trying to think about where I have one. I think, guys, I gotta run upstairs to get this other glass. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. Be right back. Well, I was unable to find another one, so I'm just gonna wash this one out real quick. I'm thinking about it. I don't know how to do it. There's a cold tap, like a garden hose tap right in front of me. No drain. Yeah, I could drain it out the front door or something like that, but not really. Sad. Sad. Yeah, that's sad. I like that. Here we go. Beef foods. Do you do most of your shooting at night? It just works out that way. I don't really want to, but no, it just seems to turn into this every single time. Ah, miss. Yeah, I did actually have to take a class, but it wasn't. No, man. There's no such. I mean, I guess there are certifications, but there's no like legal accreditation. I wish I wasn't an IL, man. I want to be a morning person. So it's funny. I got a bartender's license quote because I wanted to use YouTube's studio, the YouTube space, and they're like, "Well, if you're going to be working with alcohol, you have to be a licensed bartender." And I was like, "What? It's not like a real thing." And they're like, "Well, you're just going to have to be." And I was like, "Okay." So I got like a $12 certificate. There's not like a thing. At least in New York, there's not. You don't need a license to be a bartender, right? So no, I'm not a licensed mixologist. Rice in there. Push it up. Some states it's a real thing. That's true. I shouldn't speak for every state, but it's a classic old people British thing to drink some beef broth. Is that for real? It's a nice pickup. I can't see the watch too. Usually don't get the watch in the shot. Great, moving on. I'm not gonna do sip shots on these because they have to play in the master. If you see the close-up, you think I'm cheating or something. Yes, it did record. Thank you. Tasting notes. Just tastes like salty can. Tastes like salty canned dog food. Not one part of this tastes like ginger. It's much closer to lemon lime. A real ginger beer, I mean, it would actually come through. Like, you don't really taste that. Okay. That's that. Next one is pretty simple, too. Even simpler. 2 steps, 3 steps. We need a shot of this happening. exciting beer pop. I should pour that thing now. Should get that. What did I do before YouTube? Nothing. No, I've had like 300,000 jobs. I've had so many jobs. But the main gig that I had before YouTube, I worked as an editor. I was an editor of social media content, videos, short form commercials. I did a lot of sports documentaries and commercials for like 3 years. I cut like weird alt sports stuff for a small company. We did a lot of skiing stuff. We did some fucking triathlon stuff. We did a lot of stuff with lacrosse. I did like for 3 years, basically almost every video that Tough Mudder produced was cut by me. If you're familiar with those the mud race people, the mud race. Yeah, they're the mud people. Tough Mudder, we're the mud people. De quoi? I don't think. Well, we did that one triathlon. It was like a Bahamas Invitational or whatever. But no, not like. Never like. I had to cut a bike race there, but no, I never really did like cycling. It wasn't like a big thing. You know what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a full fucking pan here. Full stop. Yep, so I cut a lot of Tough Mudder stuff. And then I was on a Permalance gig. My kid got born, and I was on 3 or 4 weeks. There was no work. I called it paternity leave. There was no work. I took a job because like I had years prior reached out to somebody I knew on Facebook. Hey, you're hiring people? I could work there. And out of like a year and a half later, they got back to me like, sure. Send me your work. Oh, you're great. Come on in. And so I did like a short gig there. It turned into a few more days, and then they were entertaining the possibility. They were like, "Would you be interested in coming on full time?" And I said, "Well, what would be pay?" And like after discussing, it's like, "Okay, that's less than I'm making now. I can't do that." It's like when you're freelance, like you make more per day. And when you're full time, they're like, "Well, these regulars, you can take a pay cut." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." Great, that's cute. I always tell people, like, you understand that, like, now all of my time is yours. Like, I'd much rather take a pay cut for a week because now, you know, anyway. You expect me to give you all of my time and make less money all of the time. I don't want to do that. It's like, to me, it's like, it's a self-defeating argument. But it did inspire me to do a bunch of math, and that inspired me. Like, my kid was like a couple of weeks old, and I was like, I am quitting my stable job. Like, I don't make enough money here to live. We're gonna run out of cash. So I just started hustling and working every freelance gig at that place. Just freelancing everywhere I possibly could. What is wrong with my brain? Record the fucking keyframe. And I did that for a few years, and I was working How to Drink. I was creating this show on the side, and eventually it became my job. That's how it happened. Already made enough crap money in the military? Oh, I wasn't in really that long. And to me, it was like, I was making $1,100 a month or something like that as a private first class. So I was like, what? This is crazy. And an extra $150 for jumping out of planes? Wow, you guys are crazy. This is so much money. I guess I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. 5 years, probably. No, it's maybe 10 seconds. Let me quick. But yeah, I'm not psyched about getting like ripped off. Yes, Iron Dan, but $1,100 a month is not. For the prospect of being killed. Hey, let people shoot at you. It's cool. Thank you, Farfulus. Thank you, Farfulus, very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, but that's not where the budget is going, Dan. I mean, it's going to fucking bombers and tanks and contractors. Hell, jails in Louisiana try to pay you $1,200 or less to deal with inmates for 80 plus hours of pay period. Yeah, man, fucking crazy, right? It's crazy. Sell your soul for that fucking money. Work the for-profit prison system. I was a repo man, you know? I like destroyed people's fucking transportation, credit, their ability to live and provide for themselves for $25 cash per car. Evil. Fucking evil. What the hell is wrong with me? I played with him when I was 19, fresh out of the army. I was full of stupid. Maybe I was 20. Do I worry that cocktail culture might decline? I guess. Not really though, because I'm not really a part of that. I'm part of YouTube. And I have children. I have a child. I don't ever really get to go out. So like, and when we do go out, it's always like, usually 99% of the time, I'm like, why am I paying for this? I hate to say that, it's true. So I do guess because I have just so many other bigger concerns. You know, the people who fight for our country don't fight for our country, man. That's like the thing. They fight for some fucking billionaire. Don't ask me, Banana Slug. You got to learn how to do price. There's a whole system for that, for how to design cocktails so that you know, to a price. And it's not something I know. And that's really what it is when you design a menu. It's like, oh, what's your you got to be able to calculate the margins on the drinks. And I mean, like, oh man, it's not something I know how to do. I should learn. There's like a whole charts and stuff like that. Sick shot. Oh, you can't see the close-up? I'm sorry, guys. Really? Why can't you see it? Did it disconnect or something? It must have, because this is working properly. Sorry. Is there just like a black square there? It wasn't that sick. It was just fast moving. That's always cool. Let me fix that. It's just unplugged. Yep. Too much tension on that. Sorry. You're not going to want to miss this part. I actually... I'm going to do it. I'm going to turn it... I want to do a push on this. X-ray position. I like hanging out with you guys, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward to going to fucking sleep. Which is a lie. I'm gonna lie in bed and play Clash Royale for an hour, I'm sure. And curse. I get so angry. It is not healthy. I get very, very, very angry when I'm playing Clash Royale. Though the camera got it, yeah, absolutely. It's recording internally. I don't trust. For this system, I do not trust it to externally record. And I apologize, by the way, if I'm missing certain things in the chat, because like I'm doing my best, but you're over there, and I got to work over here a lot. And I'm trying to. If I could see every word in the chat, I'd probably work a lot more slowly. That would be great. So it's tricky. Try to check in. Set that there, and then this will be a much slower push. I'm gonna give myself 35 seconds on this. Okay. And I'm gonna go over there. Oh shit! I gotta actually record the fucking keyframe, right? Didn't know this camera was for the gun show. Don't know what that's about. Yeah, it probably is a little. That's a little flashy, right? So we'll turn this down. Actually, what we're gonna do is flag it. There we go. That's good. Focus is going to be a mess on this because we're crossing over the plane. Been up for 6 hours? Come on. Can't be that long. The only thing here is that we don't actually need a panned over like this, so I'm going to go back and figure out what's going on with that in a second. Okay, pan center. Just go like here. I mean, I kind of like it. Did it just jerk back? That's not good. Kind of like it off center, but let's be safe. Might have been my own fault. I'm into this. Let's do this. Okay, great. Camera speeds. I got my milk. Got my modified spoon. Go, camera, go. Beautiful. Exactly what we were looking for here. Told you these were cursed cocktails. It's less. It doesn't really taste like anything but bad beer. It really doesn't. Honestly, I was like, oh, it's just kind of gross. Like if you close your eyes and don't think about it, like it just tastes like beer. Because the milk really doesn't bring much to it. It gets like, it just makes you sick. Alright, that's enough. Stop. And stop. And now for our final curse. Oh, I think I didn't bring out the one bottle I needed. There it is. Strictly speaking, this is supposed to be regular Jägermeister, but I only have the cold brew, which is Jägermeister with coffee in it. So, use the Jägermeister. I like a beer once in a while. I don't love that beer, to be perfectly honest. It's not my... It's a little like... Some beers just make me feel like I am eating all the loaves of bread. Just all of them. That beer has that effect on me a little bit. Where'd my jigger go? I need that. I guess I decided to do Jigger! Where'd you go, boy? What happened to you? There you are. Das ist groß. Mouse. Below it. I'm going to fire this mouse. Weird. I don't like Hobgoblin. I'm not like into the super hops. And Hobgoblin, in my experience, has always been pretty hoppy. I like the right sour beers. I don't think that the one I like is a Goes, though. I don't know if it goes. Okay. And record the keyframe. Danke. And now a self slide. Touch the electric slide. How's up there? Now, how much time do we want to give that move? 20 seconds. Let's cut. Let's do that again. What was up with that little hair? Who's rating? Whoa! Jackson A. Tucker, thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to my behind the scenes where you see how to drink gets made. We're shooting close-ups for my YouTube series, How to Drink. And yes, my Nightbot's a little aggressive because I am frequented by weird spammers. Hashtag raid. Very quiet raid. I say hi. Oh, Jackson, hey, man. Oh, okay, gotcha. You caught a little when you were starting. I'm getting close to my last shot. I think this is my third, maybe fourth to last shot. I'll have to reshoot it right now. Alright, here we go. Camera is recording. I want to get to the part of that. Wait to move all the way. And there's the bounce. Here we go. That's what I got. Not a great bore. Nah, whatever. Stop that move. We need to do one more really disgusting thing. It's just like all over the place at this point. And Rage Shadow Legends, they've reached out many times. It's actually funny. I just got an email from this company. It's like, this very popular RPG wants to sponsor your stream. Do you want to know more? And I was like, I do want to know more. It's Raid Shadow Legends. I was like, oh my god. Oh no, not my stream. I wanted to sponsor a YouTube video, which is so, like, I'll just cut through a Raid Shadow Legends commercial in the middle of a How to Drink episode. It totally fits. It fits great. Hey, you're awake. Want to sponsor my RPG? Moral. Oh, I get Nord a little bit. Not as much as you would think. I told them, was it Nord? I think it was Nord. I was like, so your talking points are all about breaking the law and avoiding advertising. And since I make my living on advertising, it seems a little hypocritical. Here are the talking points I would do for you. And they're like, yeah, we're going to pass. I was like, okay, well, so am I. Hello, Toxy Boyo. I do sell out, though. I sell out all the time. They weren't offering me enough money. Wait, what? If they had to listen, any of these clients, if they had enough money, and it's a lot, they'd have to have a lot, or if they would let me do the talking points I was willing to do. I played Halo 1, but not really, like, I'm not a fan. No, that shouldn't blow your mind at all. Really sorry. Just gonna do this one the easy way. No move. We're gonna need some Sir Kensington's. Hey, where's my mark? We're gonna need some of this Sir Kensington's mayonnaise. Normally the smell of mayonnaise doesn't bother me. Tonight it is bothering me. I gotta do it, guys. I gotta do it. I gotta be the best there ever was. And to do that, I gotta do a little drink called the Smoker's Cough. Cursedness intensifies. Cursedness intensifies. Is mayonnaise an instrument of destruction? See you later, Farfulus. Thanks for hanging out. You've been great. I have done a Prairie Oyster like 3 times. I actually really like them. I don't think they're gross at all. I think that they can be good. I'm sure they can be terrible, but the ones I made were great. I did a Prairie Oyster in my... help me out, chat. I can't remember these episodes. Jeeves and Wooster episode, we did a Prairie Oyster 2 ways. We did a Prairie Oyster in Cowboy Bebop. I'm sure I did one other time. I'm sure of it. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Yep, that's where we want to wind up. Maybe I only did it twice. I thought I did it 3 times. Oh, Hair of the Pup. It was, that's a Prairie Oyster too, kind of. That is Addams Family Values. I haven't done Bioshock yet, but I should. What do you think is better for cocktails, plasmids or Vigors? Oh, thank you so much, Tigeron. I appreciate that very much. Immediately disagree. Plasmids, for sure. Vigors, obviously. Vigors are drinkables. The plasmids are injectables, right? So. No, a Prairie Oyster has not become a regular part of my drink, my week, but I do like them. I'm almost what is going on here? My mouse is drunk? Is that what's going on? Yes, my mouse is very drunk. Extremely drunk. I hate this fucking mouse. I did not watch his behind the scenes or Super Slow Mo Espresso. I really like James Hoffman a lot. He's like he seems like I like his stuff. He makes nice content. Very nice. I guess I don't know him at all as a person, but he seems alright. I just ruined the mayonnaise. Fuck. Where's my mayo? Just smell it. It's really gross. Hey, McKinnon. Wait, do I have an hour cooldown on follower only or something? Is that true? I don't know if do I have that? I didn't know that. Oh, man. Sir Kensington's is really nice. It's super good stuff. I've ruined this bottle by putting a bunch of Jägermeister in it just now. So, Sir Kensington makes great ketchup. It's not a Patreon exclusive, and I did do them all in one sitting. I did them all in one episode called Cursed Cocktails Volume 1, which I think is going to come out sometime in the next week or two. Okay, so now I just got to get shots of me holding them, so I have a thumbnail option. Stop the camera motion. Got to move this rig, which means I go off frame for a second here. Yeah, a smart person would just hit be right back or some shit, but hey man, I'm not smart. First things first, let's take this down. Get out. Get out of there. I kind of wish you guys could see the insanity that this is, but I don't have the camera set up pointing this way. Okay. Oh, ow. Oh, God. I hit my head. Son of a bitch. I can never find the spear like because it's not there. It's a weird spot. Sorry, guys, I gotta block you a little bit. Sorry. It's just like, I'm not moving it again. It's too much work. Oh. That's it. Whew. Yeah. Oh, the camera unplugged. Okay, I gotta do that again. I also have intention of lungs yet. Look. Where can we get that to? Let's go right there. Oh, did I unplug battery or something? Could be true. Maybe it did get unplugged. Okay. It's working now, right? So there used to be a camera person. Unfortunately, quarantine. Nothing specifically coffee related, no. Sorry. That's not true. No, I do have a coffee thing coming up. It's, I think it's kind of like, it's the least time sensitive I've ever had it in my pipeline, so it's probably gonna sit until I'm out of ideas. It's shot, and it'll come out when it comes out. I'm sorry. It's probably not what you wanted to hear. I look a little underexposed, don't I? Oh, the camera reset. There we go. It's a focus target. I just use it to help me pull focus. You guys see a bunch of blue lines on there? You do on the little screen. I don't know if it shows up in the HDMI app, but that tells me if it's in focus or not. Same thing as those blue spots in my eyes right now. It sees it better. It gives me stuff. Do you know your chat's in slow mode? I didn't know that. I don't know why it's in slow mode. And at the moment, I don't know how to take it out, honestly. I apologize. Cool, espresso's great. Oh shit. It's like that's at a weird angle because this thing can't hold itself up. I need to put the strut on it. I was like looking at the footage like, why is this? It's hissing. I gotta get the stabilizing strut on here. So why is this camera not level? I couldn't figure it out. Please stop falling. Just figure out what I got. I just want to check the system thing. Why is this thing working so hard? What's going on over here? What is cranking on you? Oh wow. Scan converter uses that much CPU? Maybe we'll stop using that. It's what's capturing the display for me. Okay. Shot lined up. Yeah, I'll stay over there. This is our martini. It's the final shot. I've not seen the Cold Ones podcast. Oh, I have heard of it. I'm familiar with it. I just recently learned that it exists. Just looks like a regular deer. Everybody always says the thing looks angry. I don't know. I'm great. I'm just rebooting this stupid thing to get the martini shot, the final shot of the shoot. And then, eyebrows on it. Huh. I guess it does look like it's a little... Movies or media you wanted to make something for that you haven't tackled for one reason or another? There's been stuff where it's like, I know that's a great idea. We got to hold off until I have it locked up. It's got to be perfect, and I can't do it. Like, it took me a really long time to do the Twin Peaks episode because I like worked on that episode for like 2 years trying to make that recipe work, and I could never get it to work exactly the way I wanted to until I changed my approach. So that'll happen. I can't think of like content that like, I don't know what else I would not want to do an episode, like why. Alright, I'm gonna do these. Oh, these are like thumbnail images, you know. There's something green floating in there, man. Something got in that mug. Alright. And that's a wrap on these close-ups. Stop. And stop. And that camera's in a semi-precarious situation. So I'm going to take 3 minutes to break that down a little bit, and then I'll meet you guys at my desk. We got to offload footage. If you want. If you're going to hang out, I'm going to be doing it, so you might as well come with me. You're not obligated to, but I am. I'm obligated to. I'm obligated. I'm going to start turning off some of these lights, too. I'm down here. It's fun. You'll see them all turn off. Where's the switch for this one? It's brand new. Bar set up real quick. Let's turn this fucking scan converter off since it's eating my CPU apart. Turn that off. Quit that one. Close that down. Close that down. Close that down. The apron is off. I'm gonna be on t-shirt in about 5 seconds too. Okay, I'm gonna be right back, and I will be right back. I just gotta move this camera. If it sits there, it's gonna make me nervous overnight. It's just taking me a second. So be right back. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. now I'm back from outer space. How's it going, guys? Thought that'd be quick. Cream sphincter. Ugh. Sphincter. I hate this fucking lens for this room. I really do. It just is wrong. It's just the wrong lens. Alright. Let's get this footage into... So we really need a Mac over a PC. I like things that work. No. Because everybody in the film biz is using these. Unless you happen to work as a CGI artist, unless you're making 3D animations. You're editing, writing, basically everything is done on a Mac, and it is the industry standard, and you are welcome to not adhere to it, but you will not get jobs. And then once you commit to it, it's like, well, it actually does do everything I need to do. I like Macs at this point. I'm not going to invest in changing my entire work environment. You know, I would have to be not it. Then having one PC amongst Macs becomes a real pain in the ass. You know, or like it's just better to be one thing. I don't think it's Stockholm syndrome. It's I want a job. It was just necessary. I had PCs when I was younger, and then Final Cut Pro was the industry standard at that time for post-production, and so you basically needed a Mac if you wanted to work, unless you were an Avid editor. But most of the Avid editors were on Macs too. So yeah, now I guess Premiere is available, of course, on PC. So you could do that. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. I'm just creating a folder here. But I don't think too many people, I can't think of anybody I know who's an editor that's working that's on a PC. Honestly, I do have a PC, courtesy of Ironside, and it's an incredible machine. I mean, it's an amazing, fantastic gaming computer. And if I was not rapping at 3 in the morning, I'd probably go play some games, but it's late enough. Yeah, sweet sponsor loot indeed. It's a beautiful computer. I still hate it. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but because nothing works the way I expect it to. But that's just because I'm accustomed to this. I don't know what LTT is. Yeah, what do they edit on? Do they edit on Premiere? That's weird. Really shouldn't do it. I don't know why they would worry about what their video RAM is with Premiere. It doesn't really use it. What? Not even. Oh, right, it goes the other way. Yes, but Premiere Pro, Mac or PC, it does not use your video card for the timeline. For playing back footage, it doesn't use it. There are a handful of GPU accelerated effects that you can throw onto your timeline, and it'll assist there. But for playhead movement and playback a video, and for rendering your timeline, unless it's rendering a component that is GPU accelerated, which again, it's a handful of components, it does not rely on your GPU. You just gotta have as many fast cores. There's a sweet spot actually. But anyway. After Effects uses the GPU a bit more, yes, absolutely. After Effects does use the GPU more than Premiere, but Premiere really doesn't lean on it at all. Yeah, I don't know what this Threadripper thing I keep hearing about sometimes. I don't know what that is, but it sounds scary. Yeah, nobody edits in After Effects. You just build stuff. '32-core AMD processors. It's a lot of cores. Can like software do that? Like use those cores? Can you? Because I know that like there was some benchmark I was looking at recently where it was like, you know, above a certain number of cores actually kind of slows things down for what I was trying to do. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was not intuitive. You know, you wouldn't expect that. Okay, so Cursed Cocktails close-ups are done. Now I gotta pull them into the project. Got my bin up, right? Create a new bin. Close-ups. Okay. Thank you, Hero IX, Hero 9. Hero 9, got it. And then over here, I'm just working on one monitor to enable you guys to follow along. Well, I can't though, apparently. Long time viewer, first time caller. Nice to see you, Stressed Koala. Probably said heroics. Oh yeah, heroics. Okay, Cursed Cocktails timeline is up. Computer is having a little heart attack here. Zip, 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 zip. Okay, and I will quite simply 765. No, go the other way. Go there. Okay, and just drop these onto my timeline and create proxies. Browse, these go to Cursed Cocktails. Okay. It'll automatically send a whole bunch of that. What are my feelings on Bruce? I never really got into his music, Jackson. He seems alright. Decent enough fellow. Never got big on the Bruce. That starts working automatically. We can take a quick look at our footage. Great. That's perfect. Oh, that's beautiful. So it used to be that we had a crew of like 6 people. That's great. But now I have to shoot everything solo because of quarantine. What I'm doing right now is I have a friend, Rachel. She's going to help me with the edit. She's the editor anymore. And I prep the project for her. I synchronize the audio and then that was weird. Oh, that's so fast. Okay. And I send her proxies so that she can, and the proxies look like garbage, but you don't need them to look good, right? You're just editing. They're downloadable. They're very fast to download. Smaller. Like this master shot, this one clip, reveal in project. This one over here, should reveal in Finder. Why can I never see it? There it is, reveal in Finder. What is it? This is 102 gigabytes. That'll come down to about 4 or 5 gigabytes in the proxy. These are a lot smaller. They don't really. Probably just send the full res of those. If I wanted to, but I don't. Let's see what we got on this. I'm psyched about this. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Come on, give me the shot. Is the music still running, by the way, in the background of this stream? Oh, get it up. Oh, awesome. That's great. Sometimes the soundboard has like kind of stopped when I didn't want it to. I'm glad it's still running. Dude, Greg, come on, man. Make it happen. Oh, man, your fucking hand's in the way, though. Alright, whatever. It's still alright. Alright. And we got that. That. There it is. Stir it up. Boom. Got the beer. Let's make sure this, because this stopped, right? The milk shot. Milk. Here it comes. Oh! That is a moment right there. Oh yeah. Go soft here. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, we redid that. Here's another. Editing looks hard and confusing? Nah, anybody can do this. It's easy shit. Got time from before to the future. Right now is here. Got what's happening right now is up here. This is a panel called Source. It's kind of a throwback to old methods of editing. It's seldom used, honestly, anymore. My workflow. Yeah, messing with the punch. I mean, making it. Yes, I've been continually working. I haven't been streaming. It's funny, like, have you been streaming? Like, I've just been doing the job I had to do today. I'm just streaming the work I'm doing. So. That's a very aggressive haircut. I hope I turned my head the other way. I don't like the way that looks at all. There we go. So I've done 7 hours of work is what you're saying? I did like 10 hours of work before that. This has been a long fucking day. Yeah, that'll work. Well, that's the life of a tuber. I work so hard. I guess so. I mean, I've had real hard jobs. Like, you know, like I said, I used to have to repossess cars, and I was a stagehand in the union, and I worked security, and I might sleep in a bit. I don't think I'm gonna sleep until noon. I might sleep in until 10. Yeah, that's right, Prodigal. It's a whole lot more than turning on the camera. It's a lot more. Yeah, I drove a tow truck. I've driven a tow truck twice. I was a repo man for a while, and I was then I did roadside assistance for a bit, briefly. At Boss. It was one of the few jobs I had to get fired from. My favorite job, I think working at the Brooklyn Heights Twin Cinema. I was a guy at the movie theater there, and it was just like that's a cool job. It's cool. I mean, I made no money. You know, I was making like $7 an hour or something like that. It was just like while I was going to college. It was just so cool. We had 2 screens and no cash register. We had a drawer full of money. So you had to do the tickets, like you had to do all the math in your head and be like, everything was cash. And then like I would lock up the candy, and Amy would go upstairs and thread the movie. And I'd say, okay, tickets are for sale. We're going to watch, thinking about a movie that was in theaters when I was working. The Illusionist. The Illusionist is up. Come and buy your tickets. You buy your tickets. And then as people bought tickets, they would go and line up at the concession stand. And I would look and be like, okay, no more people buying tickets. Let me lock up this room. And I would walk around the concession stand and be like, what do you guys want? I'd sell you your candy, your coffee. That's where I learned how to make espresso and cappuccino, actually, a little bit. Because that was like one of our things. We did cappuccino. Big deal. No Apex Fury. We've been making much. I've been working. I haven't been drinking much at all. I've just been working. And so that was a cool job. I really liked that job, actually. The theater's gone now, sadly. It's gonna be condos. Probably is condos already. And then The other job I liked a lot when I was in high school, I worked 2 summers doing parks maintenance at a place called Lear State Park. That was a good job. I liked that job a lot. Well, both of those are jobs that, like, I mean, it's work, you know, but like, yeah, like there's something, I don't know, it's kind of neat. But it's not the same thing as liking your work. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, like, you know, the jobs that I like the most, honestly, are the ones like specific edit gigs where it's like, man, that was great. Nobody gave me a fucking hard time. There was not stupid notes. They paid through the nose. Like, I love those. Not a bunch of, like, I call it frame fucking. Did you get your license, like, ASAP? My driver's license when I was, like, in high school? Yeah. Yeah. I was, like, that day, I was one of those guys. I had to get out. I was always, like, when people were, like, I'm gonna wait to get my driver's license. I was like, I'm not in a rush. I was like, what is your home life like? Do you just want to stay there? It was like baffling to me. But yeah, if you're asking about my driver's license, yes, I got my driver's license immediately. Like the day or day after I turned 17. Yeah. So like jobs, just quick jobs I've had I've had many jobs. I did parks maintenance a bunch of times. Oh, there's no fill light on. That's one of the reasons this looks a little bit weird. There's usually a little light over here that kind of fills in the shadows on this side a bit. Doesn't look bad. You still don't have a license. You live in a city? Comrade, yeah, fair enough. Both of you guys, that's rough. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Iron Dan, yeah, in London you don't really need it much. God, I love London. I was there for that. I was there for a week for a gig. That was a cool job. Sent me to London for a week. Well, actually, they sent me to London for 2 days, but I made it a week. I really liked that town. My boss, the angriest a person has ever been when I was a tow truck driver. No, nobody was, I mean, okay, no, wait a second. I got shot at twice while I was repossessing cars. So those guys were very angry. And I was held at gunpoint once while repossessing cars. But the angriest person I've ever encountered when just American things, yeah. The angriest person I ever encountered, I think maybe even in my life, was the psychotic motherfucking lunatic who ran the garage that I was doing roadside assistance out of the day that I decided, I guess he decided I couldn't work there anymore. There was an old lady who was like 70 or something, and she lived in a retirement village, and her, well, it wasn't casually. I was in the middle of stealing their cars for the bank in the middle of the night. You know, it's not that casual. But yeah. I agree. It's mind-boggling. It's crazy as hell. Should not be, but yet it is. Anyway, sent me. I was supposed to do roadside. The woman, her key was stuck in the ignition. She couldn't get the key to turn. The car wouldn't start. Everything was locked up. And keep in mind that, like, I think the company makes $30 on a roadside assistance. It's like, it's insane how little money they make. That's just what they've told me. I make $15 or $8. Like, it was a joke. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so I was supposed to go and tow her car, and in the process, of course, of picking up a car, you've got to get it into neutral, right? You gotta do, yeah, thank you, Thaddeus, right. So you gotta get it, like, basically, like, first off, it's very obvious to anybody who's been around cars for 5 seconds and isn't, like, easily confused, that the, what's going on here is that her wheel lock is set to one side and there's tension on the key, and as soon as you just, like, take your, you know, maybe she's, like, weak on, she's, like, 80 or whatever, she's an old lady, you move the thing a little bit, and then, okay, it's released, fine. Like, that's basically what's happened with the car. It happened to my wife the other week. She, like, called me in a panic. What'd you do to the car? The wheel won't turn. The key won't turn. I was like, okay, just take the wheel, honey. Turn it a little bit. Yeah, so the wheel jiggle. Yeah, exactly. So I unlock the car, and I'm like, well, your key's out, and your car starts, and it works fine now. Do you still want me to tow it? Obviously she doesn't, you know, she's gonna be trapped there. She's a old lady in a retirement home, you know, like, no. Okay, thanks. No problem, see you later, bye. I got back to, I told him, he was like, you got the car, right? And I was like, no, there was nothing wrong with it, we left it there. Oh my god, the guy freaked out, like, went fucking ballistic. So I drove back, and he just, like, spent every second I saw him screaming at me in a way. I mean, like, he had lost his ability to be a fireman because of his hypertension or something. He was just like, he had some problems, man. I've never seen a person's face turn that red. Just went absolutely, like, apoplectic. Just like, I was just like, I'm not taking the old lady's car. It doesn't need to be taken, you know? He spent so much time screaming at me. And to what end? I don't know. Like, was I supposed to stay? Like, I was like, the minute he opened his mouth, I was just like, oh. I just went and collected my things, and he's just following me, yelling at me as I'm like, I don't work here anymore, man. I'm done. Bye. Like, fuck off. Like, this, yes, like Brock Lesnar purple. Brock Lesnar purple? Is that who's Brock Lesnar purple? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what that means, actually. Brock Lesnar purple. He's dyed purple there. Okay, yeah, like that, sure. This guy didn't have that body, though. Maybe he means angry level. That's exactly right. That's what I was explaining. I was like, dude, I was like, you really want to waste the time doing the tow job? You've told me many times that the tow jobs, that, like, we lose, like, what's wrong with you? Anyway. What's wrong with it was he had some issues, honestly. In retrospect, like, yeah, like, the guy clearly had some, it wasn't well. I hope he got some help or something. Angriest person I ever saw in my life. Yelling was not good for his hypertension, no. The dude needed some zen. Dude needed some fucking zen. He needed to chill the fuck out. Yeah, I think that, I don't honestly how the business end of that works. I really don't, Dan. I honestly don't. No, you're right. Like, that doesn't... I really don't remember. I don't know how the business side worked. All I know is that there wasn't really much money in the roadsides. That the real money that the company was basically, like, it was police tows. That's where the loot was at. Picking up after accidents, that kind of shit. And they were probably bullshitting. Yeah, that's definitely possible. I don't think there was much money in it, though. But yeah, like, I did that too, like, picking up after accidents and stuff like that. I never liked doing it, though, because it was always, like, a really dicey situation. Like, the car you were hooking, like, I had driven a tow truck, and I had done repos, and I had hooked and picked up totally... Also, the repo job, that was on a auto claw, not an eagle claw, which is a different style. It's an auto claw. this was a flatbed, and I like the Autoclaw. The flatbed is a little bit different, but also like you're picking up wrecked cars and stuff like that. It's a much more like putting them up on the bed and like they could slide off. And, I don't know. I didn't love doing it. It was always kind of made me really nervous in a way that like snatching a repo never did. This question for you: have you ever thought of doing Bonk, Atomic Punch from Team Fortress 2? There are 2 versions of the drink, so I think I'm like, oh no, I mean I don't even know what I've never played Team Fortress 2, so I should look into that. This ultra wide angle lens is kind of growing on me, but 12 millimeter. Well, they were never grizzly when I got to them, but yeah, presumably they can be. I think for the really bad ones, there's like a badged police tow truck that they, because like it becomes evidence and shit. I'm actually on a rug, but you're like with this angle, you're right. You would need like a nice like oriental rug or something like to do something on that floor. Yeah, I'm on like a beige. Somebody I knew was throwing it away. Got it for free. Just before I go to sleep here, file new window. Out of curiosity, what would be my other options? This is too fucking wide. I wish. I'm just checking out B&H. Okay, MFT. Okay, no. Oh, weird. The Zcam E2 is a micro 4/3 camera. I did not know that. Shit. I'm intrigued. I just bought a fucking camera. God damn it. Pro video. Hit that. Try just like you guys watch along. B&H's website. Let's go shopping. Hey guys, let's go shopping. Where's the lenses? Lenses and lens accessories. Digital cine lenses. Micro 4/3 mount. I wish I could get like a manual focus zoom, but I don't think any of these. Oh, that's manual focus. 20 to 70, 10 to 24. That would be the one to get, but that's a lot of expense. That's an expensive piece of glass for this. I don't need that. Yeah, Iron Dan, I'm looking for. I mean, this is a 12. Oh yeah, all these zooms are way too much money. It would be handy though for the bar, but I'm not buying any of these. Look at that, man! $21,000 motherfucking dollars for a micro 4/3 lens. What the fuck? These are MFTs. It's worth it. Like the components of that justify the price, I'm sure. I'm just saying, like, it's an MFT. Like, you're not what you're shooting on it's probably not worth it. That's bananas. No, I don't shop for lenses that cost that much. We will not be shooting a zoom. That's all there is to it. We'll be looking at primes, which are significantly cheaper, as you will notice. And Rokinons are what I've been using. 16. That's the thing, is it like, so this is a 12. A 16 would probably be much better. More on the way. Let's see here. Oh, fixed focal length we would like to see. A 14, I guess there's a 14 and a half, which is hilarious. Yeah, I'll look at all of those. What you got? Yes, but the red doesn't come with a lens, comrade. You'll still need lenses. And you need more. They'll be more expensive. I'll show you what we used to shoot the show on. It was rented. That's the thing, is a lot of that stuff at that price, like, you don't buy it, you rent it. Unless you're making money on it like that, that justifies that price all the time. You rent that stuff. Every second that the cameras aren't running, you're losing money, right? I don't know what this is about. These are very expensive looking primes, and I don't know why. And that's interesting too, because I didn't think Rokinon made Zine lenses for Micro Four Thirds. It's cool. Wow. Well, those are too expensive, but these nice cheapy ones. MFT is a Micro Four Thirds. Format. It's just the size of the sensor inside the camera. It's really tiny, Micro Four Thirds. Camera parts are so expensive, it's confusing it. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Phantom is crazy. You shoot 1500 frames a second on that. Probably more, actually. 18. I think this 14 would probably be fine. It's a 3.1 though. Is there a faster one? 16. 14, 3.1. These are actually identical lenses in with different badges on them. They're literally identical. They're made by this. I think also the Samyang, they're all made by the exact same manufacturer. That's why they look so similar. There's a 16, so the 14s are all 3.1, which suck. I wish they were like 2.8. 3.1, man, that's slow. Yep. So I used to work at a place called Michael Schramm and Company as a PA. This was before I went to school. Before I went to college. Went to School of Visual Arts, and this they do food commercials. It's kind of where I got the. It's where I kind of like learned some of the tricks of the trade. This is not one of the food commercials that I worked on because this is some of their more recent work. Yeah, lots of that stuff. That's all real though. Probably not CG. Like, would not be surprised at all if they did that real. I bet they're all shooting digital now. But when I worked there in 2003, everything was shot on film. We used a camera called a photosonic camera, which could shoot 35 millimeter film up to 10,000 frames per second. Like, they would shoot this stuff. This is probably some digital stuff, but yeah, we used these Photosonics cameras. They're so loud. So loud. Anyway. That's my story about shooting. Anyway, this was a camera that they were talking about. It was like, this is an interesting thing. So the Zcam E1 was like this super cheap interchangeable lens streamer cam, but now their E2 is this new thing that's like trying to be some other kind of like pro MFT. Interchangeable, right. ProRes RAW and 12-bit color support. 4K at 160. Getting more details though. I want to know some real specs here. Native ISO 500 to 2500. So maybe that's dual native. No, that doesn't make sense. That's what's cool about this camera. It has two separate circuits. Not this one. The GH5S. Super good for low light performance because it has two completely separate like circuits. So it's got a different. There's two native ISOs. If that makes any sense. I'm looking for maximum frame rates. 8-bit, 10-bit. a better camera here, for me. I mean, that's great color depth, but 120 frames per second. I'm shooting 240 over here. All right, see you later, guys. Yeah, I think you're right. Except for the fact that the red shoots 240. And it's not the same sensor. Like, it does have good color depth, because you can do... I thought they said 12-bit. Maybe you've got to be on an external recorder. External recording. HDMI in RAW. Okay. So you can do that on an external recorder. Great. So if you were to buy a red... Cameras. That's DSMC2 brain. 14,000, 21,000, 24. The Red Ranger, I don't know that one. Must be a new body. This is a Monstro 8K. This is what we used to shoot on How to Drink. Monstro 8K. Yeah, probably like a $50,000 camera. And then I think I understand now why so many streamers use kind of dog shit camera setups. It all costs money, man. It costs a lot of money. every inch of this, just it doesn't get cheaper. Just move. It costs money. And then we shot on Arri Master Primes. This is what the lens cost that we shot on. It was an Arri Master Prime, 40mm. It was rented. Again, rented. So we shot on the 40, which I don't see here, but you can assume that the price was comparable. Fucking crazy, right? Whew. Yeah, well, that's true to some extent. This is just like so wide. It makes my arms look like these huge fucking things. I don't know. Like, I don't like it. It feels weird. Yeah, when I started streaming, actually, I didn't use an SLR at all. I'm using it now because I bought them and I was like, okay, cool. And then one of them will go here. I was using Logitech C920s or whatever, USB cams. They're terrible, but they're fine, you know, like, particularly for getting started. What the hell did I do to my hair? That is weird looking. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, it's a little fucked up. A little deranged. Yeah, you can rent them by the day. Or you rent by the week. Or we would do like multi-day rentals. Like, you know, the thing is, you always end up knowing somebody and you're like, oh, you know, if you're in for 5 days, I'll give you like the 3-day rate or something like that. So Alvator, what happens is that if you buy that camera, right, you probably aren't buying it cash. You're probably, the people who I know who own them are cinematographers who have very good credit, and then they get a big loan, a business loan, and they buy the camera on the loan, and then the camera is their camera, and when you get hired to be a cinematographer, you make your day rate, and you're going to use my camera? Okay, well, you're going to rent my camera, so there's a rental fee included in that as well. Oh, and then in between jobs, someone needs a camera, I can rent my camera out. And so at the very least, you should be able to make your mortgage on the camera every month. I should do the Valhalla stream again. I haven't really done much gaming at all since quarantine. I've just been so busy. And then there's the benefits too of like, well, I am a director or cinematographer, and now I have this camera. No. Well, I guess it's rented, but I'm talking about somebody, like, if you buy the Red, you buy it on a loan, and then you rent it out to help cover the loan. It's like when you rent an apartment, your landlord probably doesn't own it outright. They probably have a mortgage, right? It has been a while since I did Fallout. I never heard of anybody renting a rental. It's unusual, but it does happen. I do not have very good credit, so I was not buying any cameras on loan. I went to film school. Oh, they also make a E2 F6 with an EF mount on a Super 35. Oh, they make it with different sensors and stuff. Interesting. Right, Iron? It's him. Myron is Zuck. And Zuck is Myron. No, they charge for the beret. They charge for the beret. Nothing's free at film school. Film school's crazy. Like, hey, pay $50,000 a year to come here. Okay, what do you have to do? Make a movie. Okay. That's free, right? No, that costs a lot of money. How do I get actors? Go hire some. Okay. Where do I get the crew from? Hire those people. Where do I get the equipment from? Buy it. Good luck. It's time for bed. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Guys, this was great. Thanks for hanging out with me while I got my work done. It's always nice to have friends around. I hate working alone. It's depressing. just sitting in my garage alone, yelling at my equipment. It's great to have people to chat with. I mean, the free equipment, like access to an equipment cage, is a thing at film school that you expect, right? Like that's a major thing, and you will get your friends to act, and you will make stuff for nothing. But you're an ambitious person. That's why you're at film school. So you don't want to do what everybody else is doing. So you're gonna dig deep and find a way to do like a real production while you're at film school. Everybody's doing that. Oh, I forgot one thing I gotta do for Rachel. So, yeah, that's what happens there. Going to sleep, man. Shutting it down, going to bed, calling it a night. This 1 hour chat thing is rough. Okay. Yeah, I gotta do something about this. It's too... I kind of like it. I kind of hate it. I think I hate it. To go to. Yeah, it's not crazy eyes. Just out of curiosity, what would it look like if I went? What the hell? How did that even happen? I don't even understand how the white balance got thrown off. It would look like if is that better somehow? No. No, it's not better. I don't know what happened, how the white balance got thrown off. There we go. I like the super arm thing. That's cool. This is terrible. Who would like this? Now we're in a horror film. I like the super arm. This thing is neat. It's just fucking neat. Ah, microphone. Goodbye. Sorry. It's a little better. too wide. Still too wide. I mean, I could. Maybe I could crop it. I hate that idea. I'll click. There you go. It's soft looking, but that's better. It's better. Yeah, I cropped it. That's what I did. Yes, OBS does have. Oh, you guys are probably behind. There's like a delay. That is a crop. That's all it is. That's all a crop does. You know, expanding the bounds. Yeah, that's cropped. I could like crop it, but it's cropped enough. You can actually. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. But you can't see what I'm doing. There's like a bunch of different ways to crop a video file or a sort. Just like. Let's see, does the G7 do 4K output? Same result. It's pretty sharp. I just shouldn't have to do it. I don't know, maybe it's fine. I guess it's kind of cool that I have the option of going ultra wide here. Kind of like a zoom lens would be able to do. Although, so much frame. It's just so much frame. It's crazy how much frame there is. Alright. That was enough of this. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was great. Thank you for making the workday go a lot easier, and for being cool people, and for being a lot of fun, and for all of the voodoo that you do so well. Thank you. And for liking and subscribing, and for commenting, and for bitsing. I didn't see a lot of bits. Not a lot of bits. No, it's fine. Just a joke. I still think you should figure out the used lens market before buying new. Yeah, you're right. I should, Thaddeus. I probably should, because like for this fucking thing, I don't need anything expensive. I'll probably do that from my bed before I fall asleep. Alright guys, good night. I'm gonna hit the end button. Let's see if it still works. Thank you for being a friend.